I am here. 10 minutes late. Hello. How goes things? Today is Planet Zoo. Who could have guessed? Anyway. 10's the new 7. It seems like it. I don't know why that's happened. I think it's because I'm starting the stream. Like, I'm taking the same amount of time. To get ready. But I think it's because I'm starting the stream, like, 3 minutes late. Instead of at 11:55, I started at, like, 11:58 recently. Because I've been, like, getting caught up doing things. So I've been started later, which I think is why I'm 10 minutes late more now instead of 7 minutes late. That's pretty consistently what's been happening. There was a time where I was really late, like 12, 14 minutes, whatever, because my knee was hurt, but that's not what's happening now. It's just, I'm starting the stream at a weird time now. Oh well. Either way. It don't matter none. Part of my, my stream code is always be late and lazy. Or else. Morning, Zarendal. How you doing? How goes? Doing alright, thanks. You okay? A bit sore? How's from working out, right? Oh my god, the water buffalo enclosure, I forgot about it. Also, oh my god, so incredibly laggy. Ugh. The wild water buffalo enclosure, specifically. They're real big. Do they not need higher walls than this? I imagine they can't jump, but maybe they could, like, stand on their hind legs and get all up in there, you know? 4.5? No, they're fine. Or 4.25. There they go. Gonna get back into it at least once a week after the past 2 years' physical issues. Yeah, no worries. Just take it slow, get used to it. It ain't going nowhere. Don't overdo it. You know how it is. Every little bit helps. Majestic. Made a small bit of progress on your string project. Been ignoring for a year. And now have bad neck posture. Induced headaches. Oh god. Yeah, it sucks. Do you have like a workstation you can go to that you can like sort of, like a desk that you have like an elevated working zone? Animals hungry? That's not good. Why are they hungry? We have food for them. Well, we have food dishes for them. Your girlfriend's a competitive powerlifter and has her own gym, so it's better than a commercial one. That's awesome. I'm a bit jealous. Gym memberships are super expensive. And it's always nice that you basically have a personal trainer. That's pretty cool. It's on a hand loom, and you really need a coffee table height thing to put it on, but you insist on using it in front of the computer instead. I see. Yeah, maybe you should, maybe you should find something around coffee table height to put it on in that case. I know that sounds like an obvious solution to your current problem that you've given me an exact way to solve, but, just a suggestion that perhaps you could solve it by doing that. I don't know, though. I don't know for sure. Just a thought, you know? Perhaps you should do the thing you've been aware of and not doing. Yeah, exactly. You get it. It's so hot. It's so hot. Why did it get so hot? It was so cold. It was so cold and then it got so hot. It was so nice for like half a week. And now it's hot again. And the worst part is it'll be hot tomorrow when I have to go shopping, and it'll be hot the next day, and then it'll be cool the day after that, and then it'll be hot again for another few days, supposedly, if you can trust the forecast. Why couldn't it be cool on the day I have to go shopping? You also have a hot wave there again? You're dying? Yeah, it's the worst. So frustrating. I'm losing my mind over here. We've had like 5 different like heat waves this year, which is like crazy. That's way more than usual. We usually get like 2 or 3, but like we've had like 5, maybe 6. I can't remember exactly, but it's a lot. I like how you can't, like a lot of my paths are like really weird looking because you can't see, like at this height, you can't really see the animal shapes that well. But then like the water buffalo is like very distinctly water buffalo shaped. Because there's nothing adjoining it to anything. And summer was okay, relatively speaking. Oof, not for me, it wasn't. It was really hot and dry the entire way through, basically. It started getting really hot in springtime. It stayed hot through the entire summer. It was like really dry and hot. We had a couple of thunderstorms a few weeks ago, but that was about all the rain we got. Okay. I think pronghorns was what I was going for this time. Maybe? I'm gonna have to cut it like extra short today, because I have to leave extra early to go shopping to avoid the heat, unfortunately, so... I'm gonna have to go after about 2.5 hours today. But yeah, roughly, West Coast, US. That's about that's about as clear as I'll get. Yeah. Let's see. Pronghorns. I think I have 1. Do I not have 2? Oh no, I have more up here. Okay, that's good. I have 1 pronghorn there. These 2 here. I think they need up to like 20. Like hot diggity. Pronghorn. I'm gonna have to type it in, aren't I? Pronghorn. Okay, what are you looking like, bud? 1 to 11. Okay, it's not nearly as bad. I thought it was like way more than that. But yeah, the heat's sort of whatever. Like it's normal, but it just usually doesn't last as long, and it usually isn't quite as intense. Just want to get a sense of what climate. Yeah, it's not a desert, but it's certainly not pleasant either. This is a really bad one. I don't want anything with low immunity, and I don't really want to pay zoo bucks for it. What are they called? Conservation credits. That's what they're called. That'll be fine there. Do I want a jumping one? I could put it like over here and have it like standing instead. Like with its like facing this direction. I did have a plan to put it there, but I worry that's too similar to the deer. Because I have a deer that's doing the exact same pose right there. It wants to highlight. There. So I have a deer doing the exact same thing as that over there. And I feel like it'd be too similar. So I might just move I guess every other animal is just standing, so maybe that's not really too similar as such, but I don't know. Maybe it's okay. I suppose nobody would care, except for me. Because I'm the one making it. Get rid of that bump. Also, it's a bit hard to make a jumping animal when you don't have a good sense of how they look. So I may just have to shove them in air before I get the chance, because I don't think the pronghorn is a very good side profile. Nah. Their legs are kind of a lot thinner than I thought they'd be, though. I guess they don't have to climb hills and stuff. It looks like they're probably going to be plain dwellers for the most part. Well, maybe not. Not with that map. Okay, well, we'll see. I might, I was planning on doing either Another Crab's Treasure tomorrow or American Truck Simulator, but I might play a hunting game. Because I saw Patat was playing a hunting game the other day, and it really gave me a hankering to play one. So I might do that. I talk about it occasionally, but I never actually go into it. Problem is I only own one hunting game, and it's quite a good one, but it is very slow-paced, which I guess is kind of good for a relaxing stream, in quotations. Especially if you don't use the ATV. You're allowed to use ATVs to get around faster, but they're very loud, and they scare off the animals along the roads. It's probably not worth doing. I'd have to start a new game, probably, because I feel like it wouldn't be very fun to watch. Well, maybe it wouldn't matter. It's kind of fun to collect the sheds and stuff, though. I'll decide. I have a day. I can flip a coin. Who knows? I'm going to put the pronghorns in their enclosure before I build the enclosure. Because I don't know what they look like well enough from that image to actually get them doing... I don't have enough to get them doing. Ooh, that's a good one. Dang. Pronghorn antelopes. I need to put all of them in quarantine. Animal died. That's a shame. I'm pretty sure that was one of my older animals. I saw a warning for it, but I didn't look at it. Have I made any more quarantines since that one? Am I allowed to have more than one quarantine? I don't think I am. Maybe I am. I'll try to put one down over here and see if it lets me. Just like right in the middle of the zoo somewhere. Okay. There we go. So now we have 2 quarantines. That would have been a better one to put the animals into, but unfortunately I don't have them. Don't have the option now. I've already done it. Yeah, what's your string project? What kind of project you working on with a string and a hand loom? Are you just making string, or are you doing something string related? I don't exactly know how looms work, if I'm honest. I've never used a loom before. I've seen them, of course, but I've never used one. Where are my animals at? Oh, there they are. Cubs. Bear cubs. So fluffy. I forgot the cave inside was just made of like white rock. Instead of like having like a gray rock interior to like match this. It's just white from the outside. I mean, it looks snow covered, so that's fine, but looking in on the they're not dynamic rocks, so the ones that aren't being snowed upon aren't the right color. It's a very simple tapestry loom, just like painting a canvas without the canvas. All right. project is a sprang weaving experiment? That just sounds like a funny way to pronounce spring. It's a sprang weaving. It is cool. Okay, quarantine's passed for 8 of them. Is that all I had? I'm not positive. Yes. So I'm going to move all 8 of my pronghorns into their enclosure that is not built for them yet, so that I can see what one of them looks like. It makes perfect sense. Sprang is like if you imagine a harp, but the strings are loosened a bit, but still fastened on both ends. And then you plate the strings. Oh, I do know that. Okay. Habitat has damaged barriers. I haven't even built it yet. What do you mean damaged barriers? It's brand new. Actually, I guess it has been sitting here for an entire, like, half a year while I was building the other enclosure. Okay, well the tiger's almost done researching. I wonder if the pronghorns will mind being right next to the tiger enclosure. Probably not. How you doing? Whee! We zooming. Kill it. I would panic so bad if I saw a tiger running directly at me. I guess they did get out their minigun, so, you know. Kitty, yeah! Don't walk in the food, come on now. Have some decency. Where are your manners? Basically, we're just waiting for this this enclosure to be filled with animals so that I can then create the new enclosure. Alas, I have the quarantine on the entire other side of the zoo. So getting the animals here from there takes some time. And I don't see... Oh, there they are. Oop. They're going for it. We got our pronghorn delivery. It's very funny just carrying, like, fully grown animals in boxes the size of, like, a microwave. There you go. Okay, now move away. I want to make sure I get the male, because that's the most distinguished, or distinguishing featured one. Okay, just a bunch of female ones. Keep going, keep going. Keep going. Get on out of there. Better not. Alright, now we go. Continue. This is just so many. Where is it? Is it the last one? I think it's the last one being delivered. There it is. That's what I was waiting for this whole time. Alright, what do your horns look like? They got a prong on them. I want to see if you actually have like goat eyes. You got like a deer eyes. You ain't got goat eyes. All right, whatever. Okay, what do you look like? Yeah, same as any other deer-shaped animal, I guess. A bit stockier though. A little bit more dip in the back there. Looks like your ears are longer too. Well, that's not going to be an easy thing to emulate in a jumping position. Just going to lift that up, 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 and then right here, we leave it down, pull it back up for the shoulder, into the neck, which needs to go, honestly, about as high as that is, I think. That, turn the horn into the neck, and move the rest of the head. I have a habit of making the animals' heads not have necks, which isn't super healthy for them in most situations. There you go. Okay, so that's basically what a deer looks like. The leg needs to come up a lot more. They're a lot thinner than that. Belly kind of comes down. And then this leg is further back than that. No neck equals no neck pain. Yeah, exactly. Instead you just have, like, upper back pain. It's a lot harder to strangle, though, you know? Not that I would, of course, but just a thought. Alright, what do you look like? How do I do this without... Okay, let me just get an angle here. There we go. Let me just... I'm gonna use my screenshot program instead of drawing a picture this time, because I'm smart, and I learn. Ta-da! Cheating! Yay! I'm cheating! Okay. I'm using the tools at my disposal! It takes a lot of the artistic liberty out of creating the animal, though, by copying an exact image that I've screenshot. But I suppose it's kind of whatever. Doesn't matter that much. As long as it's still identifiable, I think it's okay. I can add a little bit of flair here and there for fun. Okay, it has a slope inward rather than outward. Like that. And the horns come right off that. So from here, they go, like, out this direction. And prong there. And prong up like this. And down like that. And not nearly at that much of an angle, but that's basically the shape we're looking for. I will have to add some more bits and bobs here and there to make it a little bit more accurate. Just a little here. Like that needs to be quite a bit more curved than it is. And this needs to be a lot thinner. But not particularly thick antlers or horns. I don't know if they're antlers or horns. I'm assuming if it's a deer, it's probably antlers. But it's called a prong horn, so I have no idea. At least I assume a pronghorn antelope is a form of deer, but maybe it's not. I also don't know if antelope shed their antlers or horns either. I'm assuming they don't. I feel like since they're used for, you know, dueling and protection, it would be kind of weird for them to shed them. That is very much too far back. I need to scoot them. Oops, not like that. Scooch them all the way. There you go. That alright? Maybe a bit. This needs to be a lot thinner than that. Kind of like that. This needs to be pushed back a little. Not a huge amount. This is actually supposed to be like a lot smoother than that though, so that needs to be like this more like. And this side needs to be pushed out a little bit more like that, maybe? Maybe pull this down to here. No, it doesn't really look right. Something about it. I think part of it's that I can't emulate the depth of the horn. I think this is too long. I think this needs to be longer. And maybe more curved. Like that. Maybe that's better. Well, that means this needs to be a bit less aggressive like that. They need a taper better than that. Yeah, I mean, that's alright. It could use a second one, but I feel like that would just kind of detract from it a bit too much. Also, this needs to be a little bit deeper. Just a bit. Hey, Patat, how you doing? They're the only species in their family. Closest relatives are giraffids. Ooh, really? Yeah, it's cool. It's wild. Good job on your first redeem. You're not new, but hello. How was American Truck Simulator? I popped in briefly and saw you crash horribly, and then I don't remember what you were talking about. Well, you didn't crash horribly. You just kind of sideswiped a random civilian. It wasn't necessarily a crash. You were hauling some sort of fluid, though. That's all I was aware of. I think the nose is too long. Or maybe not down enough. It also has like sort of it's very round, the nose, the snout, whatever. Maybe that's closer to what I'm looking for. And then it kind of comes straight back for a bit, and then has like a bump. A bump on the oldie neck here. That. You meant to say your controller's vibrating, you actually said your vibrator's controlling instead, and everything went downhill from there. Ah! What? That's a very embarrassing slip. It's very funny, though. I'm sorry for your embarrassment. Their ears are shaped kind of like leaves, too. Kind of like that. A little bit less aggressive there. They got like a kind of a bulge out into like a little bit there. They're not quite as long as the horns, but they're pretty close. Or there you go. Not bad. Took the opportunity to talk about the penile-shaped pancakes you accidentally made yesterday. How do you accidentally make, like, they're pancakes? How did that happen? Did you fold them over by accident? You had 3-in-1 pan. Oh. That's ambitious. Went to flip it over and got stuck. Yep, that's... yeah, okay, I got you. It's exactly what I thought would happen. That is not uncommon for pancake making. When you go to flip it, it turns into a very thick crepe. Or crepe. Yeah. Yeah. That's fun. So as long as they taste the same, you know? That's not so bad. I still been meaning to make pancakes, but I keep forgetting. I love pancakes, but I don't have them very often because they're messy. And also I don't tend to eat sweet stuff very often anymore. I haven't had chicken and waffles in years, though. Maybe I'll make some chicken and waffles instead. Man, I don't have a waffle iron. I've come across a predicament in my plans already. Chicken and pancakes. Yeah, why not? Used to not eat much of the sweet stuff, and then you got pregnant, and now you eat something sweet every day, and have it done for like 2 years. Yeah, I mean, tastes change, especially when, like, pregnant for whatever reason. That just changes some bits and bobs to adjust preferences quite a lot. Just a normal, known phenomenon. But yeah, I used to really like sweet stuff, and then I don't know what happened, but I just sort of started liking bitter stuff. Not bitter so much as like just less sweet. Like I much prefer savory and salty flavors to sweet and sour stuff now. I suppose it's just how taste buds tend to develop over time, honestly. But yep. I still like sweet stuff occasionally. Like I'm happy to have like a treat, like a donut or a pancake, like I say, but not huge on other things at the moment. Still okay with chocolate, but I definitely prefer like dark chocolate. And of course, our chocolate in the US isn't real chocolate as such, so it's harder to get a hold of the good stuff for less than like $10. Which I do not have the cash to spend. Not that much, at least. Not for chocolate. Those darn luxury expenses. Sent a care package from Switzerland. Ooh, fancy. I hear Swiss chocolate is fantastic. We have a... This is probably, you know... I don't know if it's like taboo to talk about. We have a chocolate milk... not the hot chocolate mix called Swiss Miss. I'm assuming it's related to Swiss chocolate to some degree. But... we have a hot chocolate brand called Swiss Miss, which is just, well, hot chocolate, I guess. And it's like one of the most popular brands for that sort of thing in America. What the hell happened here? Love Swiss Miss. Yeah, exactly. And when I used to go camping with family, however long ago that was, we used to always cook Swiss Miss with like river water. We used to like boil the river water and then add the Swiss Miss in there. It's great. Of course, you know. You know. Bit different. Personally prefer Belgian chocolate, but Swiss chocolate's pretty good. Alright. Got a discounted box of Hershey's a couple days ago. It's not the same. You usually like Hershey's chocolate. Best chocolate hands down is Godiva though. I don't even know. I don't think I've ever like I don't think I've ever like compared chocolates to each other. Well, I used to have like a teacher who had a chocolate tasting like extracurricular class where they had specifically drinking chocolate, which is apparently a type of chocolate that's specially made for drinking. But you like he was like a bridal shop owner. And he would sell flowers and arrange weddings and stuff. Like, you know, like he would like do flowers and chocolates and cakes and stuff for weddings. And he had this whole thing about like the different kinds of chocolates that you can like have. And we would bring in like foreign chocolate that was like incredibly expensive and all. It had we'd have like these tasting like sessions where we'd like had to identify where the chocolates were from based on the subtle hints of like flavors in the chocolate. It was really fun and cool. But he would often bring in like this like drinking chocolate, and then we'd have to like determine where it was from based on the flavors. What is nice in Switzerland is that you can get some very nice store brand chocolate for cheaper. Wow. Yeah, I bet. Yeah, like I said, like here we have Hershey's and stuff, which is what a lot of people outside of the US compare to like vomit for some reason, but I can't imagine it tastes anything like that. But I think it's just like a preference based on like the type of processing for sugars and stuff we have here. Like it definitely will taste different, but I think it's just a matter of us being used to it and people out of the country not being used to it. But it always seems baffling to me when people like compare to that stuff. Like my mother used to always say that like energy drinks, like Monster or Full Throttle or Red Bull, whatever, used to smell like throw up. Like she used to say it smelled like vomit to her, and I'm like, that is not true. You're lying to me. You're lying to make me feel bad about drinking energy drinks. Of course, I haven't spoken to my mom in years and years and years and years and years. But well, that's not true. I spoke to her not terribly long ago. But anyway, but like, there's no way. Like, it was clearly just a overreaction or something. But maybe it's something to do with like how cilantro tastes like bad to some people. Maybe it's like that sort of thing. But I don't know. It's not something I've ever looked into. I always just thought it was baffling that she would give such a hard time. To you, energy drinks smell vile. They can smell bad, but they certainly don't smell like vomit. like they can smell terrible, but I can't imagine they smell like that. Like, I don't particularly like the smell of a lot of them, but I would never equate it to that. And I suppose, and they all smell differently, so saying they all smell like that's a bit difficult to like say with like your whole chest. At least I would think so. And I'm pretty sensitive to smells, so I feel like if it did, I think I would notice, you know? Okay, this one, the top of the leg comes in like a lot, like smaller than that. I probably don't need this to be quite so, I don't know what the word is. Quite so dramatic. It's a bit too up. Oh, there it goes. I'm gonna have to delete these, I think, just to make this easier or faster, maybe. There. I want it to be, like, elevated, but not like that, not to that degree. And it actually turns out I've just made them standing. Turns out I just ended up making it standing. It's no longer jumping, it's just standing. So we're just gonna pivot into that. When people say a thing smells like another thing, it's about a component of smell matching. Doesn't necessarily mean it's identical. Maybe, yeah. Usually get coerced into streaming longer when you play ATS. When your messages just straight up didn't send. Yeah, Twitch has been being weird for a few days now. I thought that was the case, considering... considering suddenly... I assumed you were saying you're gonna go to bed or something like that. Because it's about that time. Because, you know. It's late. And you streamed quite late. Sent one before, time to go to sleep, stayed live way too late. Yeah, there you go, that makes sense. Well, alrighty. Take care, sleep well. Thanks for popping in, saying hey. Chatting briefly about chocolate. And the and your controller's vibration story. I want toes like that, and then this goes out. This needs to be like out further. It has haptics. I mean, yeah. Good night. Take care. Okay. The ankles of these things are really short compared to the arm, like the leg. Like if you can't see the screen, the thing I'm looking at right now, but if I go back to it, you can like look at this the length of the ankle versus the length of like the leg, the femur versus the radius? No, that's the wrist. I mean, these are wrists, but that's not what I'm looking at. What's the tibia? What's this one? Is it the same on animals? Anyway, femur, maybe tibia, I don't know. Maybe radius and ulna, who knows? Maybe these are all like phalanges, you know how it is. And like I know that horses like walk on their toe, like their actual fingertips or whatever, if you look at their bone structure, so I assume that's similar for these. But I don't remember what bones are where. Like this is the femur, but this probably isn't the femur. By that logic, this is probably the shoulder and the arm and the stuff like that. So maybe that's going to be different. I used to be a medical professional, you know, and I'm forgetting bone names. I worked in a hospital. Anyway, they have short wrists compared to the rest of it. Also, their ankle kind of comes in a bit more than that. Like, it's very, very thin compared to, like, the upper end of their leg. Yeah, I'm legitimately worried about Twitch right now, because it keeps on, like, deleting people's messages, and I'm worried it's going to have a similar issue that we had that, like, a few months back, where one of my regulars didn't, like, thought we were ignoring them, and they just stopped showing up, and it made me feel really bad. Because, like, that sort of thing sucks. Like, I have no control over whether or not the message shows up. And I won't know that it's not showing up unless somebody says something. So that makes me really nervous. That's not right either. It just looks weird. That's too short. That's way too short now. But, like, where's the actual knee that I want? Like, back here, I guess. Because that's the ankle, and the knee's like there. This needs to be pulled down to like here. And this probably needs to come in a little bit. Just to indicate that that's a knee. The reverse knee is actually the ankle. Yeah. So, you're showing the tibia, not the femur, you think? Yeah, maybe. I mean, that is true, because like the hooves are the fingers. Like there's fingers in there, and then you know that's the ankle, and then this is the thing, and then by that logic, there's no femur at all, is there? Because well, I guess it would be, because this would still be the tibia, and this would be the femur. So yeah, whatever. Anyway, horses are always flipping you off. Yeah, what a jerk. It's really bracing for something. This is not a horse, but. It is near enough, you know? It's basically a giraffe, right? But for some reason lives in America, the US, and like parts of Mexico. It's weird that there's an animal that is related to an animal from a completely different continent. I mean, there's reasons for it, of course. I'm sure that there's a very reasonable, you know, yeah, something along like, you know, bridges and ice formations and possible connections there. Yeah, I don't know. You know, it's whatever. Anyway, but really, it's just kind of baffling that like this is the close. Like, the thing that looks so much like a deer is not a deer at all. There's a femur just higher and shorter than a human, relatively speaking. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay, this needs to be longer. It's got one of them butt tails. The tails that are like too like low to look right. Like it doesn't look like it comes off the tailbone as such, but I mean the tailbone just curves differently. And this needs to be like a lower back. The back is too high, so give me a slight curve there, and then bring it down. And the dip can stay a little bit. There you go. And then the shoulder needs to come down a tiny bit too. Then we're gonna pull it up a little bit there instead. Well, maybe that could be up a little bit higher. Is that okay? Not really. It needs to be a little bit more like a dip. Like that. Pull that down there maybe. Push this up a bit. It's the beauty of biology and evolution. Yeah, it is just a very strange thing. But I like it. It's fun to learn about. I really do enjoy learning about animals. I would never do anything like in like a field, I would never be like an animal biologist or anything, but I do enjoy learning about them, like offhandedly. Like bits and pieces interest me, but I would never engage in it outside of like this sort of thing where I'm just sort of incidentally learning about it while also just chatting and building nonsense. An animal escaped. Oh no! Whatever will I do? I mean, that's pretty clearly a pronghorn. I think the feet need to be a little bit wider, and the ankles need to be a little bit less thin than that. They're thin, but not that thin. So increase the size of the feet a little bit. Make the ankle... Well, I guess that just automatically makes the ankles less thin. The knee comes up to there. Pull that back a little bit. Make this straighter. This side needs to pull in a little bit too. The knee needs to be obvious, but not necessarily quite that obvious. And this actually comes up a bit higher. It comes up about to the same level as that. So toss that in there, pull it back a little bit like that. And that's not so bad. Maybe I'll get rid of this just because it seems unnecessary. Need to make sure the legs are on the same plane as well, so I may have to just move everything up a little bit here. Now I can grab the whole thing, can't I? It's all just one big piece. Not quite what I wanted. Oops. Grab that. No, no. Sometimes. Grab that. There. Okay. Is that going to be on the same plane? Yeah, that's about right. This one needs to be angled a little bit differently, but mostly good. Pull this one down. Pull this down. There you go. You're a molecular biologist, or was? So this isn't really your field, but you love the aspect of biology? Yeah. You wish you could spend just days learning about this kind of thing? Yeah, it's cool. Have I had Hershey's since hearing about the vomit aftertaste? Yeah. I was having it when somebody told me that it was a thing. It was like that's why the discussion was brought up in the first place. And it didn't taste like that to me. Maybe I have a fundamentally different bile than other people, because I didn't. It was nowhere near that to me. I think this needs to be pulled down a bit. Is that good? I mean, it's very distinctly a pronghorn. Like the neck is a bit too bulged. This can be pushed in a little bit. Maybe I need then the nose is a lot more like angular. That doesn't make any sense. It's like this. Like it's there, but like it kind of angles down into the mouth, which needs to be like up a little bit more than this. Like it angles like that kind of. And then goes almost straight back, not quite like that. It's like that, and then there's like this little neck thing that pops out a tiny bit, and then into like the neck. And the horns are fine. I might remove that, just because it detracts from the image a bit. Same with the tail. I remove that. Well, actually, no. That one's actually fine, I think. Not everyone detects flavors the same way. Well, yeah, I mean, obviously. Otherwise, everybody would like broccoli as much as I do. I know people that hate broccoli. Can you imagine? Absolutely outrageous. But like, some people insist it's awful. They're wrong, but you know, I can't change how they taste. Speaking of broccoli, I'm gonna be making fried rice tomorrow because I made rice today. I'm making fried rice tomorrow. It's gonna be excellent. I'm looking forward to it. Delicious fries. Yeah, I'm gonna go out and buy some broccoli and maybe some corn. Gotta get some more onions. Get my tasty fries. Is this big enough? I didn't actually check to see how much space they needed. There's gonna be 10 adults and some babies, I assume. 1,200? How many babies do they have per litter? 1 to 2 every year. And become adults at 1.5 years, so... Yeah, we'll probably have like 15 in there. Maybe. That seems a little bit... That seems ambitious, but... Let's go for 10 adults, 15 babies. So 1,300. That's big enough, surely. 2,800. Yeah, it's plenty big. But yeah, I'm really excited. I've really enjoyed making fried rice since learning how to cook rice. That one there, and one right here. And of course we're gonna do this little belly hugging thing that we always seem to do. Because it just is the most convenient way to place this path so that the guests can actually look in there. Pat doesn't love it, but it's fine. And we're gonna do this. We're gonna have a bit of a viewing angle along that leg, I think, too, just because it's big enough. There you go. Good, 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 good. So we're gonna have 1, 2, 3 talking points, maybe, or talking seatings, whatever you want to call these, like that. Talking point there. And then the speaker, which is in favorites, right there, to blast everybody's eardrums out. As well as bins there, and there, here, and here. Maybe one over here too, because I think I am going to put one there, a window there. It may be prudent to also shove down some of these conservation education boards, because I noticed that my zoo ratings education isn't super good. Whatever it is right here. Oh, well, never mind. It's better than it was. Oh no, here it is right there. The education for the guests right there, that orange number at the bottom, isn't as good as I'd like it to be. So I'd like to raise that. I don't know why the time has set back to the way it was before. I definitely changed it so that we never had any amount of time in the nighttime, but whatever. Nobody's been complaining about the ticket prices for a long time, surprisingly, so I guess this is about like the magic ticket price number that people like. People seem to not mind it, at least, to some degree. We don't have any power here, do we? Land sharing versus sparing is always important, and let's do climate change as well. Always a good one. We don't have... Well, we do have some power there, actually, turns out. The water doesn't reach, so I will have to build another one of these buildings somewhere anyway. Probably along the back end of the pronghorn. Because I don't know where else to put it. Turn on angle snapping, because that's the only way I can make this work. Oh, you're not in there, are you? Oh, we don't need a temperature control. Well, we might. If we need it, I'll put it in. For now, it's not necessary. Okay, and then we're gonna need to extend the... I don't know why it does... This is one of those things that annoys the crap out of me for some reason. Like, it doesn't, like, let you do a straight path if it's not long enough. Like, this is too short, so it's, like, pulling the path to the left or right for some reason, which makes it longer. I don't know why it does that. But if I increase the length here, it will let me put it down. I have no idea why it does that, and it really annoys me. It feels like it should be the opposite way around, but... It's not a difficult problem to solve, it's just kind of annoying. Like many problems in life. It's not difficult, it's just annoying. And these are size 4 paths, I realize, now that I've put them down. I'm not gonna change it, but I am annoyed about it. So guests are gonna cram themselves against the path edges to see things and be grumpy about lack of movement or something, I don't know. One-way glass. Ooh, these are different. Flip those ones round, please. I'm not allowed to shift select those. Go ahead and reverse those. There you go. And I will put one, like, right there, just because there's a lot of viewing angle there that hasn't been exploited for profit. There you go. How high do these jump? They're a type of deer, so probably quite. Oh, they don't, apparently. Well, alright. Maybe I'll even increase the window size on these ones. Maybe it'll be a little bit fancy. I very rarely do this, but maybe I will, you know? Maybe I will this time. Look at that. Fancy. Maybe I'll make this one like a voyeur's window. There you go. Just for the real creeps. The creeps can see that one. Hydrate. Sure. Leave it to me. I have to go back to studying. Good luck. Take care. See you around. Probably for XCOM if you're free. Coolio. See you there. Or not. Don't feel obligated. But if you show up, you'll be there. I'll try not to get your soldier killed before you're around. I mean, I'll try not to get your soldier killed at all. But, you know, If it's gonna get killed, I'll hope it's when you're around. Farewell. Save murdering the soldiers for in front of the person. Yeah, obviously. I mean, why else would you redeem your name in a game about fighting aliens tooth and nail for humanity if you don't want to see your people get torn apart by aliens? Obviously. I used to, this was years ago, I used to watch a series of people play... I don't know why I'm being, like, vague. I was about to be, like, really vague about it and be like, oh, I don't wanna, like, you know, advertise another person's, like, channel. What the hell? I don't care. So I used to watch a stream called Lewis and Ben Save the World. It was a Yogscast group, whatever, Lewis and Ben. And they played XCOM, and they played like a lot of different kinds of XCOM because it was like their childhood game, and they were like coming back to it to play it. And one of the things that they did was that they would play the game, and they knew how to play the game really well, but they frequently made mistakes because they're streaming, clearly. So, you know, they obviously bits and pieces here and there are a bit more difficult when you're streaming, like focusing and stuff. So there would be like points where people would just die. So people would like donate to the stream and be like, hey, let me in, and you know, I'll fight for humanity or whatever, as like a role-playing thing. And they got a lot of pushback early on, because people would pay to be a soldier, and then the soldiers would just get killed. Just flat out dead. No, like instantly. Because XCOM was a hard game. Old XCOM. And so like, you would have like, you know, 5 to 10 soldiers total, and you'd be like, rush them out to like find the aliens, and the aliens had like reaction times. It wasn't like putting them on Overwatch. They would just be on Overwatch all the time, if they had the time units to fire. So you'd like run them out into the field, and you'd like lose a soldier immediately. Like, okay, the alien's over in that direction, and they've shot our soldier, so they probably don't have any time units left. Let's run another soldier out there and get blasted immediately and die. So you lose 2 soldiers already first turn. And like, so anyway, I watched them for like years. I used to love it. Still go back every once in a while to check it out, but like, cause their VOD channels on YouTube. But so yeah, they had this thing like where they were trying to keep every single person alive really hard for the first couple of streams. But eventually they realized that was literally impossible. And so they just started calling it the chump grinder, and they would just name you like they would name their soldiers like what they were good at. So you'd have like grenadiers, you'd have chumps who are not good at anything, and they would just like spin, like they'd have like a roulette where you'd like donate to get in, and then they would just give you any soldier, and you just sometimes got a bad one and sometimes you got a good one, and it was just like, well, sorry, you're a chump. And they got like a ton of pushback for that because you'd like insulting people who were like giving you money. But it's like funny because like the people wanted that. That's what they wanted. Like they wanted to go die for XCOM, and it was really funny. Their cannon fodder, that feels like an expectations problem beyond anything else. There you go. Yeah. But like, yeah, so they would pay for a soldier, and you just get thrown into it. And it was like, because they're like Yogscast has been popular for all of YouTube's history or whatever, but they moved to Twitch several years ago, and they're still pretty popular now, but not nearly as like big name as they used to be. But anyway, so they'd have like dozens and dozens of people like donating in to get named a soldier, and then they would just come up dead the next week that they played, and they'd donate again to get back in like as another soldier. And they'd have to like, they came up with like their own like lore on the spot, like this is blank, son of previously dead soldier, come to avenge their father, and they die in the next battle, and it'd be like, this is the clone of blank. It's like this is the you know, this is the ragged corpse crawled back from the dead to fight, you know, once again for freedom. It was just a really fun time. But like, they got so much pushback so early on in that like series of theirs because people would die so easily in the old XCOM. They'd be like, you can't just have your people die. But it was just a really good time. That was so fun, and it was so tense too. Like so many of those battles were so tense. because you're like these, they all have like actual names now. Like you've named them after people in chat. People in chat are talking and like you know, hanging out in chat, being like, "Send me in, you know, I'll get him." And then they get killed. They're like, "Oh, tell my, you know, father's husband I always hated him," or whatever, you know, stuff like that. Just really silly stuff like that. It was a good time. It was a lot of fun. It was one of those times like one of the only times I've ever had to had a invested participation in like an actual stream where I like went actively to watch it every time. I don't remember what my original point was that I was trying to make, but I'm sure it was there somewhere. You hope whenever you name a character is that yours might kill another named character before it dies. If they panic, they might. But yeah, Celery Halibut was created to be destroyed. That makes sense. Of course, that one was like legitimately just a bad happenstance. Like that was just like a really unfortunate positioning that an alien I didn't realize could get to them got to them. Like it wasn't that bad, like really. It was on a staircase that had no cover, I guess, but I didn't expect the thin man that got them to jump up on a ledge to shoot down at them. And Meat Shield was tragic too. Meat Shield shouldn't have died, but that one was rough. You've gotten some pretty good online nemesises through that. Fun times. Getting a named character to kill another named character. Yeah. You have yet to name any dwarves in Dwarf Fortress. Oh, I can't even check their stats until they get captured. Surely Dwarf Fortress has some shenanigans that could occur that could make you mortal enemies. 2 animals have escaped? Oh, I didn't realize that one had escaped. There you go. Okay. Give me some North America. Give me some taiga. Let's start placing some bits. Bits and bobs. Black spruce. Should probably turn on rotation, huh? You don't want to murder Limmy? I suppose. Yeah, if you happen to have any interest in like watching old XCOM, I'd recommend that that series. It's pretty good. Its production quality's not great, considering it was years ago, but still fun. Should I fit these in here however they'll go? Should probably pause the game once those animals get captured. Since they're just gonna be roaming around out there, causing trouble for everybody if they don't. They should be captured now. I think they're probably just in boxes out in the middle of nowhere, waiting to be told to go somewhere. No, it just ran around the outside. Animal has escaped, find it and call the vet. I've done it, it's right there. They can't seem to figure out how to get there. What are you... I know where it is. It's right here. What? What is the matter with you? How do you not... Why can't I move you? You know what? There. You're fired. Oh, look, the deer ran out. Can you find it now? No. Oh, look. Look who's got their tranquilizer sniper. I'm wasting company time over here. What do I pay them for, huh? Pretending they can't see deer? Clearly. I always want to put these on rocks. These, campus moss. Campion moss. Ah, it's close. Because, like, whenever I looked up images of them, they always seem to be, like, on the sides of rocks and stuff. They didn't seem to be growing on the ground like this. But I also don't want to, like, try to find the perfectly sized ones to put on rocks. Because they're obviously all different sizes and stuff, different shapes. So it'd be difficult to actually find what I'm looking for when I'm, like, putting them down. Get in there, you. I also don't know what quantity it tends to normally be in. I'm just shoving them down the way I think it looks nice. Unfortunately, I need to pause, because I'm going to make the animals unhappy if I go too much longer without pausing, since they're definitely not getting the needs met. There you go. I just kind of like the flowery, grassy stuff, whatever you want to call it. I also like caribou moss, too, which is like, I always put underneath the trees. Although I might not put them there. I might put it on a different part. I might put caribou moss like over here somewhere. Like, I don't want them to be too much of this, like too much variety in one spot. I feel like it looks kind of weird. Different types of trees in one spot's usually fine, because trees do just sort of grow together a lot. Do we have rotation on again? I don't. Yeah, I do. All right. But it's always difficult to tell what would look better with what until you start putting them down, I guess. They probably don't belong near this water, though. I don't think they grow near water like that. It's a bit close. It would fall in, I think. Or down, at least. And put the moss in there. Giant cedars. Wow, they're so big. Love me a quaking aspen, too. They're fun. I like these trees. But I'm not going to put them in this time. Just because they're a bit too colorful. What I'm looking for. Random rotation all for me, please. Poor nervous tree, the quaking aspen. It's okay. I've made it so it won't have the responsibility of being interesting to look at for however many people come to see the pronghorns. I've saved it, that stress. That might be able to jump over there. Hard to be certain. Twin flower, yellow cedars. I don't know why they're called that. I think it's probably because in the autumn they turn yellow to drop their needles, but I'm not positive of that. That's just me assuming based on that weird, strange name. I also don't really like when they clip through walls. I wish there was like some... I mean, this is obviously like a coding thing that would be a pain in the butt to do, but... I wish there was a way that, like, if it crossed over the boundary of, like, a solid object like this wall, it would, just delete that section. Like, if it's clipping, just get rid of it, kind of thing. Because, like, that doesn't look... This one here doesn't look bad, but these ones do. But I like that placement for that tree, so it feels bad to get rid of it. Okay, and I want to have caribou moss, pruning literal, yeah. Random rotation's fine. Give me a line to surface as well, because that'll make this easier. I can't see anything. Which is exactly what I want. Impossible to see. So we do want some buffalo grass as well. We don't want dry buffalo grass. This area is not dry. We want good buffalo grass. Fancy buffalo grass. Lush buffalo grass. Alright. I'll put the caribou moss over here under these trees. More caribou moss, I should say. Not the caribou moss. More caribou moss. It might also benefit from, like, leaf litter. Because that, like, the autumnal leaf litter kind of looks nice. Can get it in there correctly. I do wish it was a brush, though, that you could, like, place instead of a stamp like it is currently. I'm not using it right now, so I can't demonstrate, but I've definitely talked about it before. It's like a, the leaf litter is like, a very small patch. I don't think I have it. I think it might be specific to, jungle biomes. But, either way. There's a type that's very much not nice to look at. And some that's very nice to look at. But you have to place it all individually, manually. Like overlapping. Otherwise it just looks really out of place and weird. And I wish that it had like a paintbrush a la the terrain tool that you could change to have a much nicer looking appearance for that sort of thing. But alas, you can't. Or if you can, I don't know about it. I was complaining to my friends. This is, sorry, tangential. This is unrelated to what I was just talking about. I was complaining to my friend about Oblivion. Sorry, that's a bad lead-in because that makes it sound like I didn't. That sounds like I'm complaining about Oblivion. I'm not. I complained about how I wanted to use the horse, but the horse was really hard to use because I'd constantly get attacked by bandits and stuff on the road. And they suggested that I install a mod that makes getting on and off the horse faster. And I haven't looked into that, if that is actually a mod, or if they're just saying that because that seems like it should be. But I'm curious to know if that's a good idea. Like, I doubt there's anything in the game balanced around the speed at which you get on and off the horse, but I'm wondering if I should install that mod if it exists. Because I wouldn't mind getting on and off the horse faster, because it would probably make me ride it more. It's not going to help the horse to getting murdered. No, but it would let me get off the horse faster to stop it getting murdered more. It would let me take it. It would let me get off to react to the enemies quicker, versus like where it right now they do get like they get like a free hit in while I'm getting off the horse. But the I don't know. Like I'm just trying to like I'm just like spitballing because it seems like it'd be a good idea, but like I also just first of all don't know if it exists, and secondly don't know if it's worth doing. Because I could just not have a horse at all. I like the idea of having a horse, but I could just not have one and just roam around on foot without worrying about it. But having a horse was kind of a fun plan. I liked that I had one. It was kind of nice. And the area, the world is quite big, so I thought it'd be kind of nice to have a horse to ride around on. But I don't want to have to keep on getting off to save its life and then have it keep getting like slowly whittled down as I use it more and more, just because some jerk bandits want to murder my horse for whatever reason. But I don't know. I'm more than happy to just walk around without the horse, but I just thought it was an option, and it was a suggestion they made, so... But, like, they're one of those people that has a habit of, like, installing mods to literally every game possible, even if it doesn't need it. They just love installing mods. It's wild. I don't know why they do it, but they love it. So, they're one of those people, so I'm just trying to figure out if it's, like, something that has any amount of validity to it, or if it's just, like, something they just... because they're a mod addict, you know? Mods? Yeah, mod for Oblivion, specifically the horse mod, to get off the horse faster. That's all. I don't even know if that is a mod. My friend suggested something like that, and I don't know if it actually is real. I just thought it sounded interesting. Ray hates mods? Is that so? I don't love them in a lot of things. Oh, you, as in, like, moderators, not mods as in, like, video game mods. There's a lot of games I feel like mods are wholly unnecessary on, but sometimes I think they are fine. Oh, there is autumn leaf litter right here. This is what I was looking for. I was thinking about putting this underneath of the, one of the trees. I don't know which one. Whatever, it doesn't matter now. It's too late. I've already done my other plan because I thought it was a tropical only thing. Okay, now that's probably enough stuff, like plant wise. Let's go ahead and change their terrain. Oh, they need shelter. I didn't realize. No. Why didn't I look sooner? I've already filled in all the space. Damn it. Your first playthroughs are almost always without mods? Yeah, I for sure believe that in almost every situation, a first playthrough should always be without mods. I don't mind mods. I think sometimes they can improve a game, but I do think for a first-time experience, you should play without mods. But I specifically was wondering about this one mod that might exist so that I could keep my horse alive better. Because right now in Oblivion, I've chosen not to bring my horse anywhere because I don't want it getting killed. But that's because bandits attack me on the horse. It takes a long time to get off the horse to defend the horse. So I'm wondering if it's worth installing a mod that lets me get off the horse faster so that I can defend the horse faster, or just not bring a horse around at all. You know? It's an easy install. Yeah. Well, like I said, I don't expect that there's anything in the game balanced around the horse being hard to get off of. So I'm sure it wouldn't be a huge deal, but I guess I'm just sort of asking opinions on it, if there is any. Less than more than anything else. Because I don't know. I'm pretty indifferent to it because I'm more than happy to just go without it and just not bring a horse anywhere. But I do like the idea of having a horse, so. Is there any space for any of these? I like this one a lot, but I don't think there's any space for it. It's too big. And this one is just too metallic and ugly. This one's a little better because it's kind of interesting looking, but I still think it has the same problem in that it's just kind of too big and, like, not natural enough. I could dip it into the ground a little bit, that'd make it shorter. Maybe that's enough space. I don't know how much space they actually need is the problem. That seems to fulfill most of it, but that's only them. There's going to be more eventually, so I might go in here and edit this longer. Animal escaped. We'll worry about that later. I don't care about it right now. Why'd that happen? Why did that happen? There you go. Okay, that's dipped into the water now, which we don't love, but I can maneuver that somewhere. Different, slightly, maybe. Is there a better place for that? Not really. If I move my cool rocks, I can do it. Like there? Maybe a bit further back. That's probably okay. The guests can't see in, which is kind of a shame. Oop, nope. Which is kind of a shame, but that's fine. That'll fulfill the needs for a while, I think. I will need to grab the supports here and move them. Damn it, they're not that kind of support. That's annoying. Oops, nope, put that back. They're a duplicate advanced move one, not a not a move manually kind of one. There you go. Cloned. Minecraft without shaders, you could never. Kind of same with Skyrim, but the special edition is kind of okay as well. Could just get a mod that makes the horses not die in combat, maybe. But maybe that'd be too broken. Yeah, I think it'd be too broken, because, like, if I, like, legitimately get ambushed by, like, a really strong enemy while I'm horseback riding because I'm being incautious, I think that's good developmental story. But, like, if the horse dies because it takes me a while to get off of it, and I'm just, like, meandering slowly off the horse while a guy's coming up and, like, bashing it in the head with a hammer a few times, and I'm like, oh, well, gee, this is a conundrum. I'd best get my sword out. Hey-ya, have at ye, kind of thing. I don't really want to deal with that, you know? That's kind of annoying. I'd much prefer them to be, like, mortal, but I'd like to be able to jump off the horse in an emergency and, like, handle the situation quickly. But oof, I don't know. What is the pronghorn's ideal temperature? It is is 2 to 43, so I need to put some heaters in here, unfortunately, but not surprisingly. Okay, so we need to get the leggies. And then I'm going to clone that because I need to change the temperature. Down to like 10 probably. It doesn't need to be hot. It just needs to be warm. Warmer than 0. Put that there. 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 They all ran to the head where nobody can see them. Warm up the horns. And the ears. Ears for the deers. I'll probably have to put one in the middle somewhere. And one down here on the ankle, slash wrist, or whatever that is. One right here. And that's probably enough. We'll see how. I'll have to wait and see how it heats. Should have a line to surface on still. I don't. Put that on the side here. Okay, we'll let that do its business. I'm also going to go in and maybe give them some toys and food, because that seems like it's going to be necessary. Now there's one horse you can get in-game with the essential character flag. That means it doesn't properly die in combat, it just passes out for a while. That's weird. Bit involved, alright. If there's... oh, it's not like a bug or anything? Is it Maberyl's horse or whatever? It doesn't matter, don't tell me. Whatever. If there's a mod that could make all horses have that flag, then that might be a good solution. Maybe, I don't know. I don't really want it to be alive. If it gets killed, I want it to die, which sounds like a bad thing, but if my horse gets killed, I want it to be dead. I just don't want it to get killed. I want to be able to protect it. But without consequence, there's no interest. Grim wants horses to die. No! No! My words, taken out of context! Again! Hey, 300 followers. Yeah, cooking stream when? Cooking stream. Did I ever say I would do a cooking stream? I remember joking about a hot tub stream, but I don't remember ever talking about a cooking stream. No, I didn't. Okay, cool. Okay, good. God, I thought just my memory was abandoning me here. I was like, what the hell? Cooking stream, wild. I'm an okay cook, but like, I don't think I'd want to do a stream about it. That'd require people judging me for my spice choices and stuff, which is not very much very often, because I don't own that many. Not from lack of enjoyment, just from lack of ownership of different spices. Need more food enrichment. Do we have more food enrichment? I don't think we do. We have the, yeah, barrel feeder, ball feeder, and grazer. That's it. You got enough toys to satisfy. That's good. I'm gonna need to put some sleeping spots in here. They're pretty small animals, but they're not that small, are they? No, they need like a medium. Chuck some medium leaves in here. Random rotations on, so they won't all be facing the same direction when they sleep, I hope. That leads into the water, so I don't want to put any there. Okay, that's probably alright. Then that'll finish off enrichment and sleeping. Now I need to go into their terrain and fix their terrain. Hard shelter's low for some reason. There you go, that's better. Scared me for a second. But yeah, I got 300 followers yesterday. It was cool. I intend to do an art stream, a drawing stream, if you will, where I do, like, blanks from memory, things from memory. Pokemon was one of the ones that was, like, brought up initially with that idea. I think that was fun. But I have to, like, arrange that a couple weeks in advance so that people can be prepared for it with suggestions. Otherwise, I'll have to bring up a random generator or something. Which I'd rather not do, because it could, I think it's less fun that way. So I'll do it like eventually I'm going to do an art stream where I draw some things from memory. I just don't know when that'll be. Hot tub stream? No. It was discussed as a joke, I think, when I hit like 1500 or something. Because like I remember 1000 was going to be Morrowind. 500 was increasing my times to 5 hours instead of 4 hours. And 1500 I think was hot tub stream. As a joke. That one I wasn't planning on actually doing. I think I said that when I made that joke, but that one I think that was what it was. As a joke. Yeah, I don't own a hot tub. I don't own a kiddie pool. I don't own a water supply that can fill a pool. Like, of course it's a joke. I can't bring it to my office. Like, maybe I'll draw a picture of a hot tub and put it like in like I have like my VTuber model or something like be in a hot tub, but I'm not gonna do a hot tub stream proper. Crazy? I hate water. Water's awful. Especially bubbly, warm, comfy water. Outrageous. Hate that stuff. I'm lying, of course. I quite like hot tubs. When they're clean. Hydrate. That bottle's empty. Why are you watching if you're not going to do a hot tub stream? Because I'm charming. And everybody likes watching my streams because I'm super entertaining. Obviously. And I'm also very good at games. I can't have you forget that. I'm incredibly good at games. Be more charming in a hot tub. Alright. Don't you go objectifying me, the moon. Can't have any of that. You're a god gamer, that's true. Ooh, zoomies. Very low frame rate zoomies. Oh, right, some of the animals escaped, I forgot. Where did they escape at? Huh? How'd that happen? I don't think they actually escaped. I think they're just telling me they escaped, but I will actually look to make sure they can't. Oh, they can't even get to the leg. No, it doesn't look like they can escape. Looks like it's fine everywhere. Okay, good. This is pronghorn antelopes. Link this seating. Confirm. Dangerous fighting in the gray seal pit. Well, that's no good, is it? Who's dangerously fighting over here? A lot of you, apparently. Why? Outsider gender ratio? Then get out of here. We have 2 seals named Tanner, and one of them is beating up the other one. What is the gender ratio on these seals? Because we have several males. Is it 1 male to blank females, or is it up to 2 males, 8 females? Okay, so the gender ratio is the 3rd male. Anyway, being such a good gamer, it's difficult to find games to show off my skills, but believe me, they're there. They're real. I should probably check this to make sure nothing else is fighting. Gray seals. Nope. Okay, you love your environment. I didn't need to change anything in the habitat, surprisingly. I could add a little bit of rock, I guess. They're basically fine with this exact layout, which is kind of strange. I may still change it a little bit. I put more short grass up front here. And like put some rock maybe around the river. River? This, the water source. Partially because I just like there being some sort of variety to the appearance of the terrain. And partially because they want it. Hard shelter just got reduced for some reason. Is that shelter too small for the number of animals I have? Because that's unfortunate and kind of frustrating. Or is it because there's like no way to reach part of it? No, it's the whole thing's in there. Dang. I'm gonna have to finagle it around some more, which sucks. Name an animal after you? I will name this pronghorn after you. Well, maybe I'll give you the pronghorn with the horns. How about that? This pronghorn, Tanner, will hereby be known as Ray. There you are. Welcome to the zoo. Try not to escape. You look great. Yeah, it's cool. It's a cool deer. Okay, so somehow I have to make this bigger. Or I could just add another one somewhere. Maybe I'll have like a smaller contingency shelter for the outcast. We'll have an excommunicated antelope shelter. That is not the design I thought it was. I thought it was one of these. This is where the naughty antelopes go, back here. Ooh. I need to make sure they can't traverse that. Can they get up on top? No. Good. There you go. 100% antelope enclosure stuff, things, whatever. I did want to adjust the soil amounts and rock amounts, though. Not so much because I have to, just because I want to. Gets me some rocks, some rock. You know, this isn't actually part of the enclosure. Well, maybe you can't reach it. Get some rock over here, like there, just a little bit there. Just want the terrain to have some variation that makes it a little bit more interesting looking. And also want to make sure that they get sort of everything they want, a little bit of some light sand around the edges of the bank. But not overlapping the rock any. There you go. That's a pretty good amount. That's a nice enclosure, I think. My pronghorn antelope. Next animal? Good question. Take care, Ray. Thanks for hanging out. I haven't decided yet. I was too focused on doing that one. What do I have available in my trading storage currently? Nothing really. Nothing specifically for putting into an enclosure, at least. I think I've done all of the tundra animals. Except for the Himalayan brown bear. But I just did a bear a little bit ago, so I don't want to do another one yet. Then we have taiga. which we've done the ibex. That's what's happening there. We haven't done a bison yet. We've done cougar, fox, lynx. We haven't done badger. Badger could be fun. Hey, Unibubbles, how you doing? Blended Boo, yes. Badger could be fun, though. I could do badger. We have macaque, we have llamas, we have moose, beaver, pronghorn antelope, we have raccoons, deer, fox. We don't have red pandas yet. We don't have snow leopards yet. We have skunks, tigers, takin, wolves, boars, bison, and wolverines. So I probably could do American bison, which would look a lot like the bison enclosure. Make a badger a small habitat. All right. Sure. So it's 6 males, 6 females, 1 to 7, so it'd be 3 of each, probably. Aw, bad immunity. Bad immunity. Take it. We'll be fine. It'll be fine. Okay, let's see. How much space does 6 badgers and some babies need? Less than 1,000? How big is this enclosure? That's almost 3,000. So I can do a badger enclosure like right there, I guess, then. Is there anywhere else I want to put that, maybe? No, that seems like a good spot. Hey, Azifo. Badger, 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 mushroom, mushroom. Yes. Construction is not the one I want. Let's go ahead and get some wooden walls. Do badgers climb? No. So it needs to be small. They're shaped kind of like loaves of bread. In that they're like this. Okay, and that's a badger. That's a general badger shape. How big is that? I'm gonna guess that's around 700. I was just about right. Badgers don't climb, they burrow. I did know that. Well, I didn't know they didn't climb. They got claws, so I just assumed they climb, but I did know they burrowed. There you go, that should be enough. Should be about 1,400 now. 1,100, dang, I was way off that time. That's about what they want. They want 1,000. I'm gonna be filling some of it with rocks and some of it with like trees and stuff. So it does need to be bigger than this, but not by a huge amount. I'll add in like a divide there. Squeeze it down there, and then grab the this part and just pull it out a ways. Okay, and then Tanner the Gray Seal has low welfare. Is that the one? Because yeah, they just got. They're like they don't understand that they're not stuck underwater forever, basically. Okay. Got our badger enclosure. It needs to have badgers within it. Where did I put my? Quarantine. I made a new quarantine down here somewhere, right there. Quick search says they can climb quite well. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I thought that would be the case because they have claws. I would be surprised if they didn't climb. but according to the game, they don't, so it's fine. So what does a badger look like? Well, exactly like I've drawn it. Perfect. It's a perfect badger. It's a spitting image. They don't usually climb, yeah. I mean, but lots of things don't usually climb, but can climb quite well. Okay. Just gotta wait for those quarantined animals to be ready to go, because I can't really get a good angle in this. I can kind of see what their leggies look like. They kind of come off like here-ish and go back, but I can't tell what like their length is and stuff like that, so I can't really do anything until they're ready to be off quarantine. Unfortunately. So I kind of just have to sit here in silence and wait. Well, not in silence. I can talk just fine. Maybe I'll just like look at the tigers from above. But yeah, the having to quarantine your animals beforehand is probably a good idea to stop them getting sick, but also just takes a lot of extra time when you're waiting for things to happen. You know? Yeah, I'm trying to think of like the best way to make the badgers visible to the public. It's gonna have to be along their back, I guess, because their bottom side is covered in feet. So they're gonna have to go around the back. Back side of it, yeah. Did I actually put them in quarantine? Wyzant? Oh, the Wyzant just became an adult and they're already fighting. I just saw them age up. Oh my god, they're really fighting. Okay, which one of you is actually the enemy here? How many of you are here? Jesus. How many Wyzants are here? We have 3. Well, 2 of you need to go. So that one is... Oh, weird. I don't have I need to get a new Wyzant, because all my males are related. Oh, I don't have very much feeder enrichment. That's surprising. Need a male, but people are charging an arm and a leg for him, so we're not getting one. It's quite a decent Wyzant herd, yeah. I got a lot of them. I only had like 3 or 4 when I started, and they've really populated. Let's get food enrichment specific to Wyzants, please. Food enrichment. Scarecrow feeder. This wasn't in the game the last time I fiddled with this enclosure. Never mind, I lied. It's right there. I don't remember this being in the game when I was like making this enclosure. Weird. Here I am, making a fool of myself. But I honestly don't remember. Fall theming for Halloween, perhaps? No, because I have it right here. I did have it in here, after all. So I made this enclosure months ago. So, I was just wrong. I think the problem is that I gave them a bunch of toy enrichment, but I didn't give them any food enrichment for some reason. I don't know why that happened, but oh well. But they should be good now. Yeah, there you go. Now they're happy. But yeah, so I can't make the bison that's here be the alpha. Anton here is about to age up, and I'm gonna have to remove them immediately. But has to wait for a minute, I guess. You know, until until it ages up, clearly. I might does this pin this window? Or just to show me where it is? It shows me where it is. I was hoping I could pin that window so I could just like leave it up and move around without canceling it. Okay, we have some of the badgers ready to go. Just need 2 more. Shouldn't be too much longer. Fun badger fact, badgers are very clean animals, so much so that if a fox wants to take over their burrow, it poops a few times by the entrance and the badgers moves out. Oh. You heard that in university. Wow. Weird. But also interesting. Okay, we got our badgers. Go to the badger enclosure now, and I will make a better badger enclosure when that finishes being a thing. Just sort of waiting. It's a very slow day today. I'm not particularly energetic. I think it's because I know I have to go shopping super early tomorrow. So I'm just kind of like checked out. Get out of here. Okay, I saw a person running by with the badger. They're almost here. Once I get a badger in here, I'll start making the enclosure a bit nicer. It'll probably get bigger, because that just is the way of things. The enclosure just happened to enlarge when I make them more detailed, so it'll probably end up around 1500, I'm guessing. Okay, what do you look like? Your tail's kind of hard to see from the front. It just goes straight down. Very strange. I might zoom in a little bit closer. Scoot. Oop. That. In case you don't, in case you're not aware, I've started taking screenshots to make this easier, instead of having to keep zooming in and out. Of course, moving a image between monitors is also kind of difficult. Anyway. There you go. You're free to go about your business now. The burrows usually have a separate toilet chamber, which is usually sealed off if not in use. That actually does surprise me quite a lot. I know that some animals do that, where they have, like, a specific area that they go and, like, you know, poop or whatever, but I didn't expect there to be, like, a chamber specific for it. Okay, what I need to do is lift this whole thing up a bit, because I need to, like, add the legs in, which are going to be significantly longer than they would currently be. So the legs are going to be, like, around here, because they got, like, quite a long body, like, head-neck ratio thing. And the legs there kind of comes up here. Then they have a very, they have a very stocky body, but it's kind of round, like, rounder than I have made it, I think. Well, maybe not so much. Like, the neck goes in, like, the top of their head is basically flat to their back, up, aside from their shoulder blade, of course, but then it kind of, like, right after their shoulder starts to, like, sort of, like, eggplant out a bit, and then the tail doesn't go like that at all. It goes, like, straight down. Delete that, and that'll be the tail. And then the leg comes up to like there, or like comes out from about there. And then does that backwards leg thing that animals have. Then down to the paw, which is quite poofy. It's a very poofy paw. So we're gonna give him round toes. Of course, I have to adhere to the game's natural limitation with the size of the enclosure walls, which is endlessly frustrating. Though I do understand the limitation. So it goes to there, and it starts to go up in like a pretty normal curve, like a pretty natural curve. It doesn't really, like I say natural, if it's not like I'm literally crafting an animal. But, it comes up like a lot, like, smoother than I thought it would. I guess after, like, making some deer. It's just kind of strange to see. This kind of comes out a little bit further, so it kind of looks like that. That's the back leg. The paw might need to come down, or come forward a bit, but that's pretty close. That looks alright. I think that it's, I think that this needs to be down a bit further. It's like a thicker thigh than it has. Right there. I need to fix the buttocks. Tail tends to come off, like, right here instead. And droops down to about there-ish. This is a little bit less like that. There you go. That's a bit better. Very long I've made it. Very long. That's not where that is. It goes into, like, here. So we'll have a tangent, but, well, maybe it's not so much. So that's, like, about correct for the size. I need to get, like, to there, though. I need to shorten its whole business a lot. This needs to go... This needs to, like, scoot back. So grab this. There we go. I need a... well, that's probably closer. It's still maybe a little bit longer than that. Its neck needs to be longer. Its body doesn't. So from here, we're gonna grab that and pull this whole thing forward. It's got a very long neck, like a weasel. So, let's see, its head goes down, and then it has like a very distinct spot where its leg comes from. Like, it very clearly goes from neck just to leg. Just leg downward. Maybe kind of like that, and then pull this down a bit. It has very stocky front leg. It's like incredibly stocky. Okay, make that round like the back leg. The back and front legs are paws, I guess, are about the same size. Okay, but the ankle's thicker, and the leg is like much chunkier. It looks like. Double check that I did that correctly. Yeah, its front leg is a lot chunkier. Paw needs to be smaller. It looks very strange, because, like, the leg just comes up into the body. Like, it doesn't really look right. Like, it sort of comes up and then ends. Very odd. And pause too long. You dare. You dare give me the long pause. There. This looks really silly. Okay, its chest kind of pops out a bit, and its neck goes in into like a snake. Looking at snake-looking mouth. It's a very pointy snout. Well, not pointy as such. More like this, though. Like it has a jaw that goes into like a thing here. Then it kind of comes down like that. And it does have a little bit of a dip there, up to about halfway, and then it comes up into like a very oblong shape that goes directly into the back. Basically, very tiny ears, like right here. I don't even know how small I can make the ears. Like, they need to be like very small. Like that. But they're round, so that doesn't really make any sense. They're round ears. It's like about as small as I can get them, and still have them identifiably ears. I guess I could shrink them into the head a bit, but then that wouldn't make any sense because they're not really like that. I think that these are actually like, they're actually like taller in the back than they are in the front. Kind of like that. It's just not like the best animal I've done. Also, its leg is too far back now. Like, this needs to be like further forward. This seems like over here. It's gonna have a hard time standing. Okay. I mean, it's not terrible. So I don't want its feet to be that long, though. That's what I'm trying to fix now. Its foot just was way too long. I think this is a bit too thin here, so I need to pull this forward slightly. And that's pretty close. I mean, the back needs to be adjusted a bit, but honestly, it just kind of looks like an eggplant with legs, if you ever look at it. Its head doesn't quite end like that. It kind of goes a lot more... back into like an actual neck, and then the neck goes into a shoulder blade. Look at that. And this comes back, and it goes into like the eggplant. It just kind of looks like a bear. It looks like a small bear. This is a bit too pointy. But I mean, like, honestly, that's pretty close. Maybe this needs to be a little bit less severe, and maybe this needs to be, like, a little bit closer. That? I mean, it's Badger adjacent. Maybe it's... No, I was gonna say maybe its neck's too long, but it really isn't. Something about it's wrong, but I don't know what. Maybe they just look kind of wrong. Like, maybe that's just sort of their thing. Maybe badgers just don't look like they're quite correctly proportioned. Animals... I didn't put another door in. I think that's probably fine. Appearance-wise. I can't really do much more about it because I just don't know what isn't quite right about it. It looks mostly correct. Like, maybe I could like smoothen out some of the lines, but it is a badger. They don't have, aside from their like colorations, they don't have that many defining characteristics. They kind of look like this. Maybe its head isn't long enough? Or like maybe the head's too thick? Maybe that's it. I like shrink the head down a bit like this. That make it look better? Can't really tell. I think it's just the coloration which is making it not look right. Because it needs to look like a certain way. Maybe the back is too big, too thick. Look like a Corgified bear. Well, that's basically what this looks like. Like, it looks like that. Like, maybe the back, I think the back just comes up too much. Like, maybe I just need to shrink the back a little bit, but like... There's not much more I can do. Like I'm looking at a picture of it. It looks like the shape, the silhouette is basically the same. It's just that the colors aren't right. But I can't really do anything about that. I could do what I did with the tiger, where I kind of like made some more colors with it. Maybe the tail could be a little bit longer, but that's definitely not like the most of my... Or the least of my problems is the tail being not quite long enough, maybe. It's one of those animals that just doesn't quite have a whole lot of defining characteristics outside of its color. It's hard to make it look right, I guess. Like, if I saw a badger, I'd be like, that's a weird-looking cat, you know? Or like a weird-looking dog. But like, with the colors, I can tell it's a badger. With the black and white and the gray. But that's, I mean, that's a badger. That's what they look like. Maybe this isn't quite as round? Are there American badgers in this? I don't think there's a distinction. Bads. No, European badger. So maybe they intended to add one eventually and just didn't yet. I need a male wizened that isn't 10,000 credits. Oh well. It's apparently a mod for it? Oh, that's weird. I mean, cool, but weird. It feels like a weird thing to have a mod for. I imagine they probably intend to add it eventually. If they made the distinction of calling it a European badger, they'll probably add the American badger. Maybe that snout isn't big enough? Like that? I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't... I don't know what about it doesn't look like a badger, but somewhere it just doesn't look like a badger. It's a very similar animal, just brown and white and a little bit different pattern. Oh. I don't know. Okay, well, I guess I'll, unfortunately, I'll probably have to make the enclosure next time, because I have to go. I have to go shopping extra early tomorrow, because we're in the middle of a heat wave, so I don't want to be out and about for all day in the middle of the heat, so I'm gonna have to go extra early. When I say extra early, I'm gonna go at 2:30, which is my original stream time, and I'll have to finish this next week, tragically. But, yeah, I don't know what to do to fix it. I was hoping to get it finished up, but I got so stuck on something wrong with it. I just don't know what. Maybe looking at it with fresh eyes next time will help me determine. I'll keep my game cam on it so I can remember I need to finish it up. But yeah, I don't know. Anyway, sorry I have to go so early, but I appreciate you hanging out and chatting and lurking anyway. I should look for somebody to raid. I'm probably gonna raid into Monologued again, because they're playing Planet Zoo, and this is just a good time to do that. I don't know who else to raid. I can check who's streaming Planet Zoo right now, I guess. Since I do raid them pretty often. It might be good. Oh, no, they're the only one playing it. Monologue's the only other person playing. So, predictable Monologue raid. But, yeah. Have a good rest of your day, night, afternoon, evening, whatever time it is for you. I'm going to be back tomorrow. I haven't decided what game I'll play. It's probably going to be American Truck Simulator. It might be Another Crab's Treasure. It might be a hunting game. I don't know. But take care. I am out of here. I'll look into that mod for Oblivion, the horse one. We'll see. It doesn't matter. I don't need to bring that up right now. Whatever. Take care. I'm out of here.